If you want to learn more about the real Belize and listen to local and expat stories of those living in Belize, you're in the right place. This is Belize Talk Radio. Please welcome your host, Belize and international real estate expert, Macarena Rose.
Happy beautiful day to wherever in the world you are watching. We are Macarena Rose with Belize Talk Radio, and we are here at something that I feel is so worthy to share with you, because we always want to show you the real Belize, and especially things that have to do with powerful women doing powerful things here. And so here we have Nancy Marin with us today. God bless you for taking a Sunday with us. How cool.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm so excited that you guys could get to visit today and for me to talk to you guys and all of you guests listening.
It's really fascinating to me, because to have the privilege and honor of being a woman in business in Belize, and sometimes it has its own challenges, but to see other women that have just succeeded and don't give up gives us the permission and the privilege to know that we can do it too. So one of my reasons of wanting to reach out on purpose is because I've known her family for a really long time, and I know you, but I know your family even more, right?
Yeah.
But to get to know you, I've learned so many powerful, beautiful things about you. She's gone through all sorts of challenges. We'll see what she wants to share about that. But to be able to be an ostrich farmer in Belize.
How cool is that?
That's like really pretty cool. I mean, you're an activist, you're a politician, you're a mother, you're just do so many different things, and now ostrich farmer.
One more thing under the belt, the most exciting.
So tell me, what did you just wake up one morning and go, I'm going to raise ostrich?
I've actually been wanting ostriches since I was 7 years old. I told you the story. My grandfather told me about ostriches, and I just decided then that I wanted ostriches, and I wanted them in Belize. And so, when COVID hit, I knew that Belize needs to diversify, and I didn't want to see my country get into all the lab cultured meat stuff, and I thought ostrich was a good way to keep us safe and have diversity of food, diversity of industries in Belize, and that was my fight.
So remember, when you're a grandparent or a parent, those children are always listening, and you have such an impact. And so you are impacting children that get to come here and see that you have built this beautiful farm and that you're bringing a whole new meat into our country. Is this the first time that ostrich has come into Belize?
As far as I'm concerned, it is the first time that ostriches came into Belize, and that's why the fight was to make it legal, so we can legally have ostriches, and we can bring those children, and you see we get hundreds of children every year to come to see the ostriches and be inspired, not just, the exposure of seeing an animal that you've never seen before, but the ostrich is magnificent, and to learn, all these children are learning about the diversity of different industries that can be created from one animal, and to not give up, if you have a dream, you don't have to give up. It doesn't matter what comes, what they throw at you, just to keep fighting, keep steadfast.
You push.
You'll knock down walls,
but you have done that. And so why do you think it was a push for you to get it approved to be a legal ostrich farmer in Belize? What was the reasoning for that?
I think humans naturally are scared of change. Well, some humans, because you and I are not scared of change. We go ahead first. But most humans are scared of change. And when you bring something different, they don't know what to expect. So the easiest thing to do is to push back, especially if you're a politician in government and it wasn't your idea. And even if it seems like a good idea, it wasn't yours. And so you'll push back and you'll say, no, it's not good. And you give all the reasons. But I think that the Prime Minister kind of thought I was like a little brat saying, I want ostriches and I want ostriches. And maybe I was, but it was for a good reason. So when you're stubborn and when you're being a little brat, but you know it's for a good reason, it's coming from a good place inside your heart, you don't give up. You just go ahead and push. But I think they didn't understand the ostrich. It was something new, something different. It scared a lot of people. A lot of people in conservation, in politics, the country didn't have the policy to support such a thing. And so I had to do all of that, create policy, propose the policies, and then work with them to get it in there. So, but finally we're here. We're able to have ostriches. We're able to reproduce. We're able to import. So it's exciting.
And we're at your restaurant where you actually can have ostrich product, right?
Right.
I mean, that's impressive. What do you serve that's ostrich here?
We have the burgers, steak, and peppered strips, and I know that in September we're gonna have ostrich pizza.
Ostrich pizza.
Because we're trying to do different things. So ostrich pizza.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you would want to do anything normal. And you know what normal is fitting in a box.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurs don't think in a box. They think out of the box. How in spite of every regulation can we make something still happen that's for better, right? And you have done that over and over, right?
Well, in Belize, we've actually, and I say that in the most careful way possible, but Belize has lost its food sovereignty to other ethnicities that have come in. And I was explaining to you where we have to be welcoming. We're a small population, and we want to remain that friendly country and welcome everybody. I mean, my grandfather came from Lebanon. You came from the U.S., and we all make up the beautiful tapestry of Belize. But we need to be careful to also make opportunities for local people. And in doing that is where we need things like the ostriches, things like what, Blue Economy is getting into salts and oysters. And Mary Sharp, we were talking about her, came up with pepper sauce. In the economic environment that we are right now, it is important to diversify, to come up with new things, to dream big, and to follow those dreams, and that's what we're doing. The ostrich is a wonderful example of diversification because you have the egg, you can serve it for breakfast, you can do beautiful art pieces with it, jewelry. My hat is made out of ostrich leather. We have the meat, the leather, the shell, the oil. We have also the cosmetics that we're producing now out of ostrich oil. So it's a whole world of new things, and I don't get bored. That's the most important thing for me, not to get bored.
Being bored is dangerous, I agree.
It is dangerous. You get bored, you do something wild, like bringing ostriches into Belize.
Well, that's kind of a good thing, yeah. I believe in throwing your hat over the wall and just doing it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if you don't try.
That's right.
And you've proven that is a model. You do have to try it, right?
Well, my motto is you hold on to your crazy.
You hold on to your crazy. So I have this image of you now on an ostrich with a riding ostrich going, I'm holding on to my crazy. I'm going to keep on going. But you did it, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I know that we're going to get privileged to be able to, we're going to go show you some things here that are actually on the farm. But I think it's really important for you to also know that you can come here, on a half-day tour, an hour and a half, right? Really? Not even a half day, to really get the full view of being here on this ostrich farm. But it's more than an ostrich farm. You have other things here, too.
Well, we have to have different things. So we have giant rabbits that you guys can come and pet and feed the bunnies. We have miniature pigs. Most of the animals we grow, we use for the restaurant, because it's a farm to table. But we do also have a section where it's like a petting farm. We have giant Brahmas, goats, sheep, all kinds of other flatbirds.
So it's a one-stop shopping to see lots of different animals. And tell people where you're located and where they can find you.
We're at 63.5 miles George Price Highway in Georgeville, Cayo District. So we're literally 2 seconds away from the highway.
Literally, we can see it, right?
Yeah, we can see the highway from where we're sitting.
And you're open on Tuesdays to Sundays, correct?
Tuesdays to Sundays, we're now open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m.
6 in the morning.
6 in the morning. Well, you've got to have your ostrich egg.
Breakfast. Breakfast with the eggs. I've had emu egg. I told you I raised emus. Yeah. But so I've never had ostrich egg.
It's very similar. It's very buttery. It's very buttery, very nice. And what I like, I don't know, have you ever had the ostrich? No?
I've not had an ostrich egg. No.
So with the ostrich, what I like, and I don't like from the chicken is the scent. You get that rancid scent. You don't get that with the ostrich. It has no scent, but the scent is very dry. So that's what I like, and it's buttery, really nice.
Oh, and tell our viewers that you've actually had babies here, baby ostriches.
We managed to hatch 8 ostriches last year. They're juveniles now. Yeah, so we proved that we can do it. We can do it. Not easy, but we can do it.
Did you take them, because, I used to take the emu eggs into incubation. Did you let them sit on the eggs, or did you incubate?
No, I incubated, but I had the incubation here at first without air conditioning, and I had to dismantle everything, take it to my house where they have 24 hours air conditioning, get dehumidifiers because our humidity is not conducive to the ostrich. So we learned that. Growing pains, but we managed to get to the end of the season and we got it.
Well, I've been here before. I've seen the 2 other ostriches, the parents, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And they were beautiful and healthy. I certainly can tell the difference in that. And I'm so impressed that I had to come back and then share this with everybody else. So thanks for that.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy that I could share with you.
I'm really excited. So we're going to go take a peek at the farm. Let's go.
All right.
And that's a macadamia nut tree.
That's a macadamia nut tree.
A hard plastic touch to it. It's not a flimsy leaf at all.
But the macadamias is another really feasible industry. It will start producing after about 7 years, and it will produce for the lifespan, so that can produce for 100 years.
Wow.
How did you learn all this farming?
I grew up in a cattle ranch, and I grew up with ranchers and farmers, just talking everything. And within all my granddad's friends, I met an old Navy macadamia farmer he was inspired back then when he was in the Navy. He retired in Antigua, Guatemala, and he has Valhalla. He's actually the first person who did macadamias in Guatemala. Wow. He's an American ex-Navy. Yeah, and he died over COVID. We lost him, but his wife continues, and they are one of the largest exporters of macadamia to Europe. So wow, I've had good mentors.
Yeah.
Male and female.
And you've paid them forward, right? It's so nice when you share your wisdom or expertise and people take and run with it, right? That's beautiful.
And why this type of chicken, the larger ones?
It's a dual chicken. So these chickens, we can get about 175 eggs per year from each hen, and the meat is soft. Okay. So I always like the organic type meats, the sustainability of it, the diversity of the foods. But with our local chickens, the meat is too hard, and it's good in soups, but you can't stew it.
Right.
I wanted an all-around chicken, and in my research, the farmer came up, and they're perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah. We can butcher at 3-4 months. It's not as fast as the Mennonites, but we don't give them all of the hormones and stuff.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Oh, I know the smell.
Lime.
Crush it
Is
more.
it lime?
It's a lemon tea tree.
Lemon.
You 3 of these leaves in a glass of water, it makes the most wonderful lemon tea. And you can't distinguish it from lemongrass.
Well, that's what I was thinking of, I think.
Not sure it tastes exactly the same as lemongrass.
The little berries that come, Jasmine uses it to flavor her cakes.
Oh,
Remember,
awesome.
She bakes. They get purple.
And what is it called again?
Lemon tea tree.
Lemon tea tree. I
Yeah.
love lemon tea. Lemon and ginger tea.
Yeah.
Lemon tea tree.
Lots of benefits.
It's very
Lots of
good
health
for your stomach,
benefits. Yeah.
everything, when you've got the flu. And they call it the tropical cranberry.
Oh, there you go.
The flavor is exactly like cranberry. In fact, at Christmas time, because it produces around November, so Thanksgiving, Christmas, we use it to make our cranberry sauce.
Very cool.
They make a very good juice as well.
Yeah.
Same like the cranberry.
And very rich in vitamin C.
That's right. Did you guys ever see the fantail dove?
No.
So the story is that the fantail dove is the dove from the biblical dove from Noah's Ark.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a young one who's growing the feather.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
When they bring out their tail, it looks like a fan.
Oh, yes, right there.
Yeah.
You get it down here. This one kind of looks more fanned out. Its tail. It's like I'm gonna hide from them. They won't see me if I stay in this little corner. That one is a lychee.
The juveniles are in there. Did you want to see the young ostriches? I kept 2 and we butchered the 6. They're pretty wet, but they're gonna be moved in the
Hi,
next couple
babes.
of days.
How are you? Hey. Hi. I know. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting?
Oh.
Hi.
They're very.
picking at Mr. Ben.
Yeah, it is. But for us,
On
it's
the
gonna
chicks.
be
The legs are bare also. I think the chicks' legs are
they
still.
still have a little
Yeah.
My sweetheart.
bit. She's picking her feathers. It's mating season. Yesterday he was very red. Today he's better. But he's getting into the mating season. So when it's mating season, his legs will go red. You can still see it at the bottom against the mud. And the neck, the beak will go red as well. And the colors, when they're adult, the male changes full black. And then the female will sit more so that he can mount her. You know, a cute story, true fact about the ostrich is that the male will do the mating dance and try to impress the female for a while. And then she will not be interested. She'll walk away and she'll like ignore him, push him off. And then when she's ready, she will dance for him and he will start dancing again, but he will never mount the female until she says yes. And she says yes by sitting down.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she's.
She's saying yes.
She's saying yes.
She'll say yes a few times. He will turn his back, ignore, and then he will come and mount her after. So it's a very cute mating
There
process.
could be some integrity learned.
I keep telling the men they should learn from the ostrich.
Well,
Sorry.
well, you know what that means though when you say that, right?
It's true.
Because ostrich, like most birds or like birds in general, it is the male one that has to have the most brilliant plumage, the most colorful plumage,
Yeah.
you know, because he has to attract her.
Right.
Whereas in humans,
We look better
it's
than you guys.
it's the opposite way around, you know. It's the women who put on the colorful makeup and you know the nice clothes, and then you all look attractive, you know. In the avian world, it's just the opposite. It's the guy who has to look fancy.
The pretty pavo real.
Yeah.
Hi, you handsome bird. My goodness, you handsome bird. Look at you. How handsome are you?
I'll say hi to you too. I'll say hi to you, pretty lady.
Because imagine even if we get 50% of hatching rate, that is 25 to 30 babies that we can get in a time frame where a cattle will only give you one.
Mm-hmm.
We get 175 pounds of meat from one ostrich. You can butcher an ostrich at 14 months whereas the cattle you have to wait years to be able to butcher.
So it has to also be less carbon on the environment.
A lot less.
Right?
A lot less. In fact, the ostrich waste you can use to make fertilizer, and we're collaborating right now with the worm farmers in Spanish Lookout, where we're collecting the poop, give it to them. They feed it to the worms, and then the worm waste is what we're using for fertilizer. Beat that.
You can't beat that.
Full circle. Full circle.
You can't.
We're
beat
even
that.
using the poop of the ostrich for something good.
That is totally full cycle.
Yep. You know, it will.
He's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I'm attracting too much attention. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
But it's just for the seed pods. You use the leaves for salad.
Okay.
It's got a
Interesting.
lemony flavor.
Ooh.
Never know.
How do you keep it organic? You know, some people say it's really hard to grow it.
We, like I was telling Macarena, we used to use the sheep manure, the chicken manure, and now we're using the ostrich manure.
I
And
see
for
eggplant
spraying,
back
the hardest part about organic is for pesticides.
Right.
We're using neem right now. It doesn't work for everything, but it helps. It's a big sister to them.
What you eating there, buddy?
Oh, this is jackfruit ice cream.
Have you ever had that before?
No,
Well, you can
first
taste.
time.
You can taste it
It
too.
is delicious.
Your first time
Wonderful. Very good.
too. Not your first time.
Not my first time.
That's what makes it.
Fully organic.
Speaking my language, right there.
Fully organic and homemade. Straight from Grandpa's recipes.
Wow.
Wally. Wally. Grandpa Wally. Did you ever see the cartoon Wally?